Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Jadon Sancho's demanding a payout from Manchester United to move to Manchester United, to move to Juventus. Also, Marcus Rashford is still eyeing Barcelona, but are Barcelona now eyeing Marcus Rashford? Get involved with your opinions in the chat, and don't forget to leave a like on today's video. And if it's your first time watching, please subscribe. First of all, let's start with Jadon Sancho.
Well, Juventus and Jadon Sancho agree in personal terms. In my book, that's a minor miracle. And it begs to question, why didn't he do that with Chelsea? Because for me, Chelsea would have been the preferred option. But agree in personal terms, that's the reports. Let's see how that one develops.
Yeah, I have noticed a bit of info coming out yesterday from Fabrizio Romano. He's basically saying that there's no concrete talks basically between Juventus, Manchester United, and even any agreement with Jadon Sancho with wages. So this deal, if there is going to be one, it still looks a long way off.
Yeah, a long way off, and it's reports and that. And if you do look at the report, it actually states, which I'm flabbergasted at, United have reached a basic agreement over the transfer fee. Now, in my language, I haven't got a clue, right, what basic agreement means. Does it mean, oh, we might pay it over 5 years? You know, you just don't know. But for me, reaching a basic agreement, I'm baffled by that one. But this is a report. It's out there, personal terms. Everything's going on there, and it's just coming back to United. Jadon Sancho wants money.
He does want money. But at the end of the day, it's Manchester United's own fault for paying these lads the amount of money they have done.
Well, how does Sancho qualify for a severance pay? I just don't understand that. You know, what am I missing? I mean, is there someone out there what can tell us why he deserves a severance pay? Is he entitled to it? Does he look at how Chelsea paid £5 million to send him back to Manchester United? Does he think he deserves some of that? I mean,
to go away from the report there with what you're saying, and I'd like to know your thoughts out there, because I've seen other players get a payout. I've seen a player from Arsenal just recently, the defender, I've forgotten his name, but they paid him out. And would it be something that you'd look towards, paying Jadon Sancho out just to get him out of the club?
I'd have got him out of the club and paid his contracts up a long time ago, and I think a lot of other people out there. I mean, he's asking for a severance package of 4.3. I mean, a severance package. Jadon Sancho's been looked after since day one here and has not produced. You know, it's just another typical problem over Jadon Sancho. And I just look at it, he's squeezing every penny out of football. Not just Manchester United, out of football.
Do you know what I don't like as well? The narrative that I do see with some fans out there, especially the Jadon Sancho FC lads and lasses out there, that Man United fans have always been against him. I mean, you take yourself back to under Erik ten Hag when the club themselves gave him that time, that break over in Holland. And I remember him coming back, which I'm sure a lot of you do out there, and who may be in the ground that night in the actual League Cup match, and you come on as substitute and you could see ten Hag with Sancho, and he looked like a proud father. He looked like you stood with me making my debut for Manchester United. He was that big of a smile on his face, and the crowd in there that night as well, you know, fully behind Sancho. And for me personally, it's him that's let himself and let the fans down. I think the fans give as much support as they possibly could do with Sancho.
When you look at players getting signed for Manchester United, the fans are always right behind them. They're always optimistic. So when you sign someone like Jadon Sancho, all the hype and everything else, I looked at him there. I think what it was, I think he was a really good player over in Germany, but he had the big fella, didn't he? He had the big fella up there. He had Haaland playing. So that gave him a lot of space, and maybe a lot of people fell into the trap. But when he come to the Premier League, he has just consistently let us down. But we got behind him, and it was pretty clear straight away, really, that he wasn't performing at the level we expected. And for me, he's not done that even when he's gone back to Germany, when he's gone to Chelsea. So to qualify, no, hang on one sec, to qualify for the severance pay, I don't know what he's done for it. I clearly just don't know what he's done for it.
But you'd give it him?
Well,
just get him out of the club, get the negativity away from there and all the stories, one down.
I'd have given it him a long time ago. I've seen lots of people for a long time saying just pay up his contracts and everything, just get him out of the club, because of what he is to Manchester United. He's a pain in the arse. He is a pain, a proper pain, and he's done nothing for it. He's one of these people what just go round life thinking like he's the victim and all that. He's not put the effort in. He's not wanted to do it. Unfortunately, we've suffered, and we've suffered badly because of him. 4.3 million. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Personal terms agreed. Have they really been agreed? This story here, well, it's going to run and run and run as far as I'm concerned. But the baffling thing about it all, this report says about Sancho agreeing terms, is that United have reached basic agreement.
That's a new term, I think, for all the journalists and reporters for 2025. That is a new one this year for me.
Yeah.
Basic terms, basic agreement.
Yeah, so they've no facts or anything on it, and we're not going fully in on it, saying, "Oh, this is a right good deal. This is true," and everything else like that. Sancho, he'll come out with more stories. There'll be more personal terms agreed here, there, and everywhere. But I don't think you should sit at home and wait for this news to come out that he's gone to Juventus, because I think you might be wasting your time.
Yeah, we were just mentioning about all the support that I feel and I've seen from the fan base, particularly the lads who do and the lasses who go to games week in, week out. I think that support's also been there for the other four players, like your Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, Malacia as well.
Listen.
I don't think fans have ever turned on any of them players too early.
No.
You know, in terms of support inside the ground, I've never really seen or heard moans and groans very early on into their starts and careers at United. It's only really been in the last, let's say, 12 months.
Yeah, but it's only been moans and groans. It's not been a full get out and all that. You're a disgrace. You shouldn't be wearing the shirt. You know, I've not seen the crowd turn on him. I just look at Jadon Sancho and I say to myself, you know, who's going to sign him, really? You know, Juventus is on there, but have Juventus got the money? I mean, there's talk about them getting rid of a player who's going to cost them £12 million a year.
Vlahovic.
Yeah, Vlahovic. Now, at the end of the day, if you're getting rid of him, why are you signing Jadon Sancho? But, hey, I hope he goes, and the quicker the better as far as I'm concerned. You know, he's kept out of the squad. He's training elsewhere like the rest of them, the five of them. So, for me, quicker something moves on this. But like I say, don't sit down waiting for it. You might just have to wait a long time.
We'll just snap Vlahovic up, though, on a free transfer, because I've seen them reports, I'm sure a few of yous out there have as well, that Juventus do want to pay him off because he's going to be the top earner in Serie A next season. And they've already signed Jonathan David as well on a free transfer. I can't believe we've missed that, to be quite honest with you. But I'm going to move away from that into the chat. MUFC 65, morning from Oklahoma, lads. Thanks for joining us, mate. Much appreciated. And every single one of you out there.
Like there.
Cameron says, worst signing we've ever made in Jadon Sancho. On the pitch, mate, I don't think he is. I can remember Bebe, Obertan, Jemba and the likes. But in terms of the financial package and what you're paying a player, yeah, it's definitely up there with the likes of Alexis Sanchez for me. But let us know what your opinions are in the chat.
I think Sancho is one of the biggest disappointments of modern time. The expectations, and that's what it was all about with Jadon Sancho. The expectations, we're going to get someone who's going to play on the right and all that. And to this day, I don't know exactly where he fitted in at Manchester United at any time while he was on the pitch.
Well, Solskjaer's come out and said, didn't he, when he left the club, that when they bought Sancho, they had it in the mind to fill that right-sided wing spot. But when he got to the club, he was basically saying his preference was to play on the left-hand side.
Well, how poor is that?
You had them players like Sancho, and it's shown you the culture of players actually dictating to managers and other people inside the club of the demands of where they want to play and probably other things. It's been absolute mental carnage inside Manchester United, but it seems to be that the manager right now, Amarin, is getting a bit of a grip of it, so I'm all for that. Fred Grantham has gifted 10 memberships.
Top man.
Yeah, absolute legend there, Fred the Red. Like I say, the 10 people who've been gifted them memberships, a big thank you to Fred. Moving on to Marcus Rashford as well. Reports coming out, I think it's from Florian Plettenberg. Not too keen on him myself. I don't think he's right up there with the top tierers, but he's coming out basically saying Barcelona have moved their attention now to Marcus Rashford after failed moves for Diaz from Liverpool and obviously Williams from Bilbao.
Well, the first thing I'll say about Marcus Rashford on the back of Jadon Sancho, I wonder if Rashford will demand the severance pay. So that's, you just don't know. The reports here coming out about Rashford, I think we're going to get lots of reports about Rashford. We know the conversation, what Marcus Rashford wants. He wants Barcelona, that's what he wants. But do you know something? Until I hear a manager, any manager, talk about a player, how he likes him, then I'm not sort of like nailing this on. I think it's just Marcus Rashford, other people talking about Rashford going to Barcelona. That's his preferred choice. That's what his dream move. But is it the manager's or Barcelona's dream move to take him there? I think it's probably about the third name in the list, what I've heard, what are connected to Barcelona. And he just looks like the last one at the moment.
Obviously, when that news first come out, I think it was last weekend, about the famous five, or you might call the famous, -5. You did mention that you believe that they'll be coming into training later on in the afternoon, more towards the evening time. And I did see pictures of the likes of Rashford arriving at Carrington at like 4:45.
Yeah, well, this is the one thing we know. Rashford arrived at the back door of Carrington. In his nice car. He's drove up 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after Ruben Amorim had departed, and that was just before 5 o'clock. Reports there about Rashford turning up at that time. People were talking about, we've got sources within United who were denying that he was there to talk about transfer to another club. He's just there for training. But a very strange time to turn up. So he's been given a lot of leeway. Turn up when you want, by the sound of it. And that, does not surprise me.
I hope he turns up every day, carries on training. That'll be the best thing for us in terms of trying to push and move somewhere else. So he is like at a fitness level instead of being like unfit. So for me, as long as he keeps on training every single day, that's only a good thing. And let's hope we can sort of move out for Rashford as soon as possible.
Well, the Manchester Evening News reported what Rashford was doing last night, turning up and everything. And they were reporting that he was training on his own again. And that's how Ruben Amorim set it. He set the standard. He wants them all out. And if you look at Marcus Rashford, what's happened, getting rid of him, he's no shirt number. And the last time he played, I looked at this stat, and it was in December the 12th in the Europa League for Manchester United. So his career is completely finished. And it's gone downhill, and it's embarrassing for a player who was seen as the icon at Manchester United, where they'd build a team round. For me, no shirt number, no nothing, turning up on your own. It's a big, big drop. And I think he looks at it now, and he's desperate. He's desperate to find somewhere, and it is Barcelona. But I think you'd be very, very lucky to get that.
If he did get that move, though, to Barcelona, and it was a permanent transfer, though, people out there who aren't United fans will look at that as to say, well, Marcus Rashford's got the best move out of everyone in that squad, because Barcelona right now are a lot better team than Manchester United.
Well, listen, Marcus Rashford's getting the best of everything, isn't he? He's just sat there on a contract. He's training, he's out there in the public eye with his social media, showing him in the gym and everything. He's turning up in his nice car and all that. It all looks good for Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, for me, has got no shame. I know some people out there might think, oh, you're going a bit harsh on him. But I just look at it, the way he's sort of gone about his football, the way he's gone about his social media posts and that. A kid from Manchester, and, it's a sad, sad ending. And to be honest with you, he might not just get any transfer out of Manchester United. He might have to go out on loan, because it's big money and he has big demands. And he's not gonna take his demands away. That's what he thinks he is. He's up there, top of the perch, and I want everything.
And you've got to look at the three players currently at United, including Rashford, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire. Them three players in particular, they've always loved playing for England, and they've made everyone aware of that in the public as well, how much it means to him playing for England. And, this is going to be the season coming up just before the World Cup. So surely Marcus Rashford wants to go out there and play football for the full season somewhere.
Yeah, he wants to go out there and play football for the full season, because he will want to get in that England squad for many, many different reasons. And I'm not going to go into him because it'll just sound like sour grapes and that. But that will be his goal. Will he get that? Will he get a full season somewhere? Only on loan, I see it. There's nowhere near conversations going on with any team, and especially Barcelona. It's just reports that, Hansi Flick fancies him. And he's looking at him. Well, that's not good enough as far as we're concerned. You look at the transfers and that. We're not going to get any money. They talk about the transfer fee, a basic agreement for Sancho. What's a basic agreement? 10, 15 million? Maybe not even that. And how's it going to get paid?
Just going to dive into the chat. Vidic May, good afternoon, guys. Any good news for Brian and Mbeumo joining Man United this week? I'm not seeing anything. If there's anything that we've missed, though, on Mbeumo, please get it in the chat. All I'm seeing is that the player's frustrated and they're not any closer, really, in getting a deal done.
I think there'll be a situation here come Monday, because Monday just gone. He should have been in training and he was given an extra week off. So will Brentford really want Mbeumo to go back in there Monday? Will he want to go back in there? I very, very much doubt it. From the very off, he wants Man United. And United are just being like a little bit like, sort of like shy going forward with the extra $2.5 million. And it's absolutely baffling if that's the case. But there should be something, because Brian Mbeumo will want to go training. United got a game next weekend against Leeds. So at the end of the day, he will want to be involved in that. But he wants training and he's missed a week of it. So for me, he has to start training somewhere Monday or Tuesday. And I cannot see him training at Brentford, because that will be awkward with the amount of players they're getting rid of.
I mean, whatever it is, how far they're apart in the valuation, United and Brentford, I think it's at a point now where Manchester United just have to go and pay it, because if they go and fumble this deal for Brian and Mbeumo, there's not a chance in hell that we will be able to go out there and go and search for another target in that number 10 role, because we'll just have our pants pulled down anyway. The Manchester United tax will come into force because they know how then desperate we are to go on to another target, because we've fumbled the Brian and Mbeumo deal. I mean, just pay the money, pay up. You're seeing other clubs out there, even Tottenham now, you know, just getting deals done like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that, out of thin end, you know, no reports, nothing like building up with basic agreements you know, all these terminologies that they're all using now in 2025. It's just getting done, dusted, bang. Man United are going into 5 weeks now, is it, on Mbeumo?
I just look at Mbeumo, you know, we want him in. We want him in. And I think this fan base will have a meltdown at the way it's been, the negotiations have gone on. And if we fail to get him, I think they'll absolutely go mad. Like you say, Kieran, when you look at what's happening with other clubs, the last couple of days, it's been buy, and they're selling, no hassle, no nothing, and this is just pure hassle. The management here at Manchester United will take the full force of the fans' abuse, and they will deserve it, because this, really, if they fail to get him, how embarrassing for the best in class not to get this over the line for just a simple pennies, really.
Yeah, and you're looking at it with Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White now going to Tottenham. I mean, they're not just like bog standard players. I actually really rate that Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's a good player, and I think it's £60 million they're paying for him, there or thereabouts. I mean, it's good business there, and like I say, they're just getting the business done straight away, Tottenham.
Yeah, well, they're getting business done with quality Premier League players. Now, if we're getting Mbeumo in, we've got two quality players from the Premier League, and we need another. We definitely need another. But when you look at other clubs, they're just doing it, and United are supposed to be top of the tree, according to them. I fear if it fails, there'll be a massive meltdown. Well, there'll be a meltdown from us, definitely.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I went into this transfer window, as you all probably know, who watch regular, and a lot of yous out there as well, going into this window thinking, we're not going to be signing 4, 5, 6 players. We've always had it in our mind, 3 players in this transfer window, 3 players as well that'll go straight into this starting 11 and improve it. And for me, you know, the later this window does go on, I mean, for that third signing that I want to bring in, you're going to be paying a top whack. Yeah, but it's not at the start of the window, is it?
But if it's true that the third signing is only on transfer fee, the money what's brought in, how long is it going to take to get rid of Rashford? When's that money going to come in? Yeah. Okay. How long is it going to take for Sancho? Not that the money what will bring in for Sancho is really any money at all. That might just go on the debt, to be honest with you, because I'm sure, tell me if I'm wrong, that we still owe money on Sancho. But you just look at it, these deals, selling these players and that, the money won't come in till the death, if at all. Because I do believe, and I've said it many, many times, that the only way to get some of these players out is actually through loans, and that's how I see it. So the third player, is there any money there? And I don't see it. And Ruben Amorim has told us, third player, we need money, we need sales.
Well, it just tells you as well, Liam Delap for our striking options. He was the main target, obviously moved to Chelsea, and I'm not confident that Manchester United have any other targets in that position now, unless Rasmus Højlund does move, and that's on a permanent, not a loan deal. But just going back to Patrick Shields, cheers for your super chat, mate. You did put this earlier on, and I totally forgot about it, but I've just come back to it. Hope you've got the sun cream on, lads, and then you've just put another one in, mate, so it's much appreciated.
Got the sun cream on, without a doubt, in this weather.
Have you got some on? I've not.
I've got loads on.
Yeah, you've got sense. I've got no sense.
Should have known better, son.
Sancho shipped out by City. No due diligence by Manchester United, and
Well, it seems that way.
yeah, there's been a lot of not due diligence with a lot of the players that they brought in over the.
I think when you look at that comment,
years.
I think you look at that comment, due diligence. I think that sums Manchester United up. To spend that much money on Sancho, bring him to Old Trafford with an eye to putting him on the right wing, and then he turns up and says, "Oh no, I fancy playing on the left." There's your due diligence. And I did say yesterday when we was talking about transfers and scouts, people being sacked and everything, and that United are relying on data. Well, I did say what you need is the personal touch. You need people who are scouting these players, talking to the families, talking to people around them and all that, getting an understanding of who they are. That was clearly not done under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign, and probably the reigns before that.
Do you know what I am seeing, though, especially around this Mbumo deal in the last few days? It might even be longer. You know, some of you's got a wider search than myself on social media and what goes on. But the journalists that are close to Manchester United have seen them saying that, you know, they're not basically paying what Brentford are demanding straight away because of they're mindful of all the job cuts that they have actually done in the past few months and the past 12 months. And I'm just thinking, that's just positive PR from the club, that. Yeah. I mean, it's like when you're hearing Omar Barada saying we're going into this transfer window being financially prudent. He's basically saying we ain't paying a lot of money this transfer window for players. Yeah,
well, these people are getting paid. They're getting paid to come out with stories, and then they're not coming out with facts. And we've criticised that for a long time now. And some of these people we personally know, and we're not happy with it. I just look at it, and probably one of the reasons why there's no facts coming out is because Mbumo is the only one on the radar, what they're definitely going for. Because I don't see anything else out there. Will I be happy with the two? No, I won't, because I still believe we need a centre-half, and a centre-half is going to be crucial as far as I'm concerned. Forget your Onana, forget your Højlund, okay? They're here for another year. That's how United look at it. And if someone comes in for them, fine. But they won't be going out on loan.
It's just this narrative I hear sometimes and read about Man United and the financial state the club's in, as though the fans have got to have some sort of sympathy for the current owners in there, because we've not got the money to go and spend like other clubs. Well, it's all down to the financial mismanagement of the Glazers. You know, Ratcliffe and others have come in. It's not all down to their fault. We do understand that they're trying to turn things around. You know, so the actual the club is self-sufficient financially, but you know, this narrative that I'm hearing, like, no, it's always like that spin that you've got to have, like, feel sorry for him. I mean, fans who go to the games week in, week out, spends thousands and thousands of pounds every single season. People who don't get the chance to go to games will put money into the club either through merchandise, you know, subscriptions, watching it on Sky Sports and the likes. And look, it's as though like we've got to feel sorry for him, like, oh, we've not got much money in this transfer window, you know, we've got to count the pennies. That's got fuck all to do with us.
There is a training kit there, okay? So bear with me on this. There is a training kit there with no sponsor on it. No sponsor. So you tell me why Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants this club to be successful. Why haven't they come in with an Ineos sponsor for that shirt, the training kit? Why haven't they? Go and put 30 million down. Just put 30 million down. That'll cover, that will help a certain little period to get us through. Why haven't they done that? Why hasn't he? Yes, some people out there will complain and say, oh, he's put so much in, £250 million of his own money. Okay, he should have just bought the club outright. So never mind pennies, because that's what we're talking about. He should have. There is a sponsorship deal there. Okay, and we're all going on about money, and he's going on about money with no money this. Well, Ineos, go and buy that sponsorship deal for that third kit. Why not? We see how City, we see how Newcastle, we see all these clubs what have got like state-owned football teams and that, and they've got multi-billionaires running them. They put their money in. They put their money in. So why don't Ineos, just one little thing there, get us through a nice little period, wouldn't it? So there's a question, right? These journalists should be asking Sir Jim Ratcliffe, should be asking United, but they're too afraid to ask questions like that. But do you know what? It's the most obvious question to ask.
Yeah, just going back to the Rashford news that we was discussing earlier on, some other reports are coming out there. Barca are advancing in their efforts to sign Marcus Rashford. Wages would need to be reduced by up to 40%, with a loan move remaining a desire. A mandatory purchase clause is a priority. I mean, it's just
40%. Could you really, really see that? Could you really see that? I can't see that. And who's saying it's got to be reduced by 40%? It would have been nice if it's just not a report. No, there's no conversations like that, 40%, because that 40%, any conversations with Rashford and his agent, that would have been mentioned a long, long time ago. This is someone jumping on the back of what these reports what are already out there.
Yeah.
As I see it, you know, that's how I see it.
Ray Carl, thanks for the super chat, mate.
Thank you, mate.
They're going to get their pants pulled down if they go another week on the Mbumo deal. We're only getting free signings. Like I say, mate, I've just been realistic this summer that we'd get the free signings in, but I expected us to have 2 signings in already and us working on the 3rd by now. I'm looking towards that Leeds game in pre-season. I want the 3 players in for Ruben Amorim because I don't want to hear any excuses next season. I can't be doing with another season of it.
I mean, he's not happy that we're getting 3. We're only getting 2 at the moment. Okay, the 3rd one, as I see it and many other people see it, is we get the 3rd one based on selling players. But you look at it, how many people out there were saying, no, we need 5, we've got to get 5, or we're finished and all that. You know, what Ruben Amorim needs is just to get Mbumo in, right, and get people on the pitch training, and then start with that Leeds game, and then go on the pre-season. That's what you want Mbumo for. And I think he'll give a lift. There's no 2 ways about it. Having Mbumo and Kuna there, 2 workhorses, 2 goal scorers, I think will give the squad a big lift. But the squad, as I see it, is not strong enough. And we do need a 3rd signing, minimum.
Grahans Woe Gold says, why are we questioning Ineos to put money in when the Glazers haven't put a penny in? Obviously, I think Ratcliffe put in, was it roughly $230 million into the club, which he says saved Manchester United from going bankrupt before Christmas. And we understand the job that they've got to do inside the club, but we need to start seeing it now. We've heard a lot of words about, well, from Omar Barada, Ratcliffe in particular, in this transfer window and the plans, what they had based on European football and no European football, and they would execute that. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. And
Ineos,
Ratcliffe should have just gone and bought the club 100%. No,
but there's a way forward, according to Ratcliffe, as I understand it. And someone tell me out there if I'm wrong. Ratcliffe said there's a way forward down the line where he would then take the majority stake. So basically, he would own the club. Well, if you're going to own the club, right, and he don't want to make money, right, and he wants to put it on Ineos, then why don't Ineos just put the money in and buy that sponsorship deal? It makes perfect sense as far as I'm concerned, because going down the line, we've all been told, all of us, that Ratcliffe wants to be the majority owner. So if there's a majority owner and he wants to put money in, now's the time to do it. 30 million. Just go and do it. I don't see anything what's stopping it.
30 million, did you say?
I'm saying put 30 million in to buy the sponsorship of that third shirt. Right? There's nothing stopping it. When he wants the club as a whole, majority owner, I don't think he's got the plan to buy it whole, but he's got the plan, according to him and the stories, he wants the majority holding. Well, if he's the majority holding, he's in charge. Sort the money out. Simple.
Why go and buy... Listen, if you're going to go buy a car, you know, and it's just not working right, you then don't go and say to the bloke, I'm not going to pay what you want for it now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do the whole car up, and when it's finally finished and it's in better condition, then I'm going to buy it off you at that price it's done up for. I mean, why is Ratcliffe walking in through the door, paid what he has done to be the co-owner, and just that, and then have all these plans about making Manchester United better on the pitch, off the pitch, this whole new stadium, the share price, the value of the club goes up, and then he wants to go and then buy the club at a bigger price later on down the line? It doesn't make sense.
He wants to.
I mean,
he wants the club. He wants the club, right, for its value to go up with the plans for the new stadium and everything. And then the long term is sell it and make a profit. I don't care what he said before, previous. And I know a few people will have a little bit of a meltdown, right? It's all about money. That's my opinion about him, right? Get the value up and everything else like that. Go down the line and then one day turn around and say, oh, ill health or something like that. I'm selling. I can't put my time into it, and bang, out he goes with a profit. That's a billionaire for you. That's how they make the money.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely too warm out here at the moment to be talking about the Glazers and Ratcliffe, because I'll just go off on one. But Fred Grantham has gifted 5 memberships. The 5 people who've been gifted their memberships. A big thank you, to Fred the legend.
Top man.
Ansel, thanks for your super chat. He says, Ineos will never own our club. Mark this 100%. I don't think they will either, mate.
No, I don't.
It doesn't make sense in how they've gone about things.
You're
just
right.
being a co-owner. I mean, you look at Ratcliffe's wealth overall. I mean,
which has gone down.
It's gone down obviously in the last 6 to 12 months. His petrochemicals company with all the energy prices, etc., all over Europe. But I mean, it just doesn't. I just don't see anything, to be honest. What gives me that hope that the Glazers will be gone totally, someday soon.
I would put a bet on it. The Glazers are here longer than Ratcliffe, but that's what I would do. I wonder what you think about that. Do you think the Glazers will be here longer than Ratcliffe? I do.
Yeah. Let's get off this subject.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've just got to get off it. Garnacho, I seen a little bit yesterday saying that he had been invited back into the squad to train with the rest of them, also with Ruben Amorim. But a report today's come out, said United have not permitted Garnacho to rejoin his Manchester United teammates for pre-season training. Reports claim Garnacho had been permitted to return to team training, but United sources insist this is not the case and his situation remains unchanged. And that's from Rich.
How the hell would he be allowed to train back with the first team squad after Ruben Amorim sat him down in front of everyone and told Garnacho to his face, you will be very lucky to find yourself another club. Now get out of here. There's no way he's back, no way the other's back. That's the way it is. That's the rules. Everything's changing with Ruben Amorim. He's forcing discipline. He's forcing a change, and he has to do it. He has to do it, or he's gone. This squad's not stronger than last year. This squad, as a squad, is not stronger than last year, right? And he has to change something, and he's changing the culture and the standards. That's his only hope at the moment.
Yeah, good shout. I agree with that. Nigel Finn, thanks for your super chat. Hi, lads. I'm praying that the new shirt sponsor is Ineos themselves to get some money in. Do you want to answer that?
On the third, well, listen, there's a third kit there. That's what I'm talking about, and it's 30 million. It was 24 million, but with a little bit of inflation and a little bit of self-promotion, Ineos can just put 30 million. That's for a shirt. The shirt sponsor, what's on the first team and that, I believe they will go on to get right into United and back United further down the line with all the technology, what they've got.
Yeah, a lot of he's getting involved actually already. Obviously, opinions on Sir Jim Ratcliffe, what Omar Brad and the rest of the team, and what your thoughts are on what they've done already. The Glazers as well. I mean, it's just an absolute depressed. I don't want to get off the subject.
I'm not depressed about it.
It's depressing myself. But yeah, give us some final thoughts on something you want to talk about.
I want to talk about...
Not the Glazers and not Ratcliffe.
No. I just look at it. Next week, he's got to find somewhere to train, and it won't be at Brentford. It'll be at Manchester United and Bumo. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. He has to find training. He has to be in with Ruben Amorim, and United have to do everything. And probably you'll hear reports tonight, Saturday, Sunday, all people speculating and everything. And with a bit of luck, you might just hear, here we go. He's got a medical booked, and that's what we want to hear. Well,
I try and finish on a positive instead of talking about the doom and gloom about the owners of the club and that. But I've looked at the squad that have arrived back this week, and I've gone back over through my memory, some pictures as well, over the last 2, 3, 4 seasons, and all the players to me, they're looking shredded, they're looking trim, they're looking how they actually should be reporting for pre-season, where in the past we've seen the likes of Luke Shaw, Casemiro, others coming back when you can clearly tell they're overweight.
Hey, listen, pictures can be doctored. You know that.
Yeah, I know that, but that's definitely not been done. But I think it's a positive about what's been said inside that changing room and Ruben Amorim himself and what's expected from these players as well. So I'm looking at that from a positive.
Maybe.
Will the quality improve on that? I'm not too sure with the likes of Casemiro with an extra season in his legs. But
maybe Ruben Amorim has laid the law down for these players what to do while on the break. Getting ready to come back in, and maybe he's told him, this is what I expect you to be. So, you know, we'll find that out when Ruben Amorim gets interviewed, because I'm sure the question will be asked him. What's changed? What has changed? We all want to know that.
Ansel, end of the season is only 11 months away. Positive.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
Always stay positive. Yeah. You know, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. You've got to take the pain. I've always said that. You've got to take the pain. Nothing lasts forever. We had a great run under Fergie, and it's gone pear-shaped, and we've just got to hope that it gets turned round. Will it be under Ruben Amorim? Well, we'll all see over the next 2 years, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe has to back him for 2 years. Has to back him.
Yeah, he has to.
No, he's got no choice.
Well, let's see what the results are like, because I tell you what, there'll be some arses twitching in there if we're 15th place or roughly round there after, I don't know, the first 5 to 10 games, 5 to 9 games. Arses will twitch, because we were closer to winning the Championship last year than we were the Premier League. And this geezer there, Omar Barado, saying we're winning the league in 2028. I mean, the arses will twitch, I'm telling you.
Listen, we'll win the first 3 games. Don't worry, everything's fine.
Yeah, you've heard it here first. Thanks for joining us, everyone, getting involved with your own opinions. As ever, some great opinions in there. Please continue it as well in the comment section. Smash a like on today's video as well to help support the channel.
Yes.
And if you're a first-time viewer, subscribe as well for the latest updates. And we'll be back on Monday with another video. So come and join us, and you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Thank you.